but it's Divine Deablo. Divine Deablo, to me, has been kind of slotted next to Caden Ellis as a starter for this Falcons team. And part of that is because Troy Anderson has not been on the field as the team is being cautious with a lot of these guys. We've talked about Kyle Pitts and Caleb McGarry, and Troy Anderson is another one of those guys. He's been around at OTAs, by the way, in previous weeks. He's been on the field, just not dressed up, ready to go. But I think that they're just, again, being cautious with him, don't want to exert him too much. And I fully expect him to be full go by the time training camp starts. But in his stead, Divine Deablo has been the guy who's slotted next to Caden Ellis as the starting linebacker pretty much in the team's base defense, which is basically a nickel package. And, I say starter, and I want to say off the bat that even Raheem Morris said today that they haven't even kind of gotten around to thinking about necessarily who the quote unquote starters are on this defense in various positions, and especially with regards to the rookies. But even with someone like Divine Deablo, I'm saying that he has been starting because he has been with the first unit. But where he actually fits in the pecking order once all the players return and they get to kind of see them fight for jobs and stuff like that, we'll find out more about exactly how big his role will be. But if what Raheem Morris said today is anything to go off of, he's certainly going to be contending for a player who is going to be starting, because I was a little blown away at just the way that Raheem Morris was talking about a player in Deablo as potentially a guy who could even be a green dot wearer. And the green dot, if you're unfamiliar, is the helmet that has the radio in it, and that's the player who calls the plays. It's usually the middle linebacker. Caden Ellis has worn that green dot for the last couple of years, but now it's on it's not on Divine Deablo, but Raheem Morris said that Divine Deablo is a guy who could do that, and that's pretty impressive considering still relatively new to the linebacker position. Raheem Morris said that he liked Divine Deablo a lot coming out of college, along with Jamie Sherwood, both of which were college safeties that were understood to be transitioning to linebacker in the NFL. And it's unsurprising that the Falcons were kind of linked with Jamie Sherwood also in free agency, where ultimately they get Divine Deablo. Jamie Sherwood probably just goes for a price ultimately that was more than the Falcons could afford, but maybe not a terrible plan B in Divine Deablo.